Plaintiff Otis McCallum says the teenage defendant needs a lesson in tough love because he has such a severe drinking problem that he was even involved in a fatal car accident while driving drunk. Otis claims because of the defendant's alcoholism, he refused to let his daughter date him, and he's suing him today for damaging his daughter's car. Defendants Christy Allison and her son, Mark Patrick Allison, say Mark's drinking wasn't the reason Otis didn't want him dating his daughter. Otis told Mark he didn't want his daughter dating someone outside her race. Christy admits that she owes for the car damages, but insists Otis is overcharging them.
Prove your case.
Your Honor, the reason I brought Patrick and Miss Allison here to court is to teach him some tough love, get some help with his drinking problem, and also accept
With his what problem?
His drinking problem, and accept responsibility for his action.
Where do you know him from?
Well, I know him for my daughter. They go to the same school, and I'm also a bus driver for that school district.
Okay. How do you know he has a drinking problem?
In 2008, he crashed his car.
Excuse me, sir. That really has nothing to do with this, does it?
This deals with a car also. Yeah. Does it not?
Yeah, but
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad you allowed
Yes, sir.
In 2008, what happened to a car?
2008, he had a crash in his car. He was driving while he was drunk, and a kid was killed in that accident.
Wow.
And the reason why I bring this up, because in 2008, Your Honor, he asked me to take my daughter out. And that was before the accident. And I asked him, I said, do you drink? Do you smoke dope? Are you a safe driver? Are you responsible to bring my daughter back home? And I allowed him to take my daughter to the movie. And shortly thereafter that happened, so he lied to me.
Let me hear from him, sir.
All right, he never asked, or he never allowed me to. He wanted to talk to me after I brought her home, and I brought her home, and he called me up to the front door. And once he did that, he asked me the questions, whether I do drink or smoke, and I told him no. So I did lie to him in that part. But then he also said, I don't want my daughter dating a white person.
Did you say?
I don't know if I said it exactly that way,
you
but
don't know. You would know if you said it.
Well, I don't remember.
Sounds like you did to me.
I don't remember saying it that way. But I would.
Way? What way did you say it?
I did prefer for her to date someone in her own race.
All that stuff. You see a white woman, you'd be the first one on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, probably so, young. Anyway, I believe this young man has no guidance at home. He had a bunch of barn fires parties, and they was hearing from my daughter, they was unsupervised. And there was alcohol also involved in those parties.
Your daughter
I found
was
later.
There?
Yes, she went there, and I stopped her from going there, and I did tell her I didn't want.
This was after he had been in a accident?
I think this was going on before the accident.
It was before.
It was before the accident, and I told her I didn't want her hanging around with
We're going to get to the car repair shortly. Let's hear from you all.
Okay, well, what happened was I got a call from my son when I was at work, and he said that Otis had called, and he had been playing. Well, you better tell this part because I wasn't home.
She was not home. Rosalind came over. This is almost a year to the date after my accident that I got into. And Rosalind was at my house. And we were outside throwing the football. She was in my house watching TV or playing the Xbox. And I threw the football, and it hit her side mirror. It cracked the mirror. And after she came outside, I told her, I cracked your mirror and I will pay for it. Later on, Rosalind left. She was pretty mad.
Has you been drinking?
No.
He's passed every drug test.
Okay.
And he's complied completely with he's got to give speeches every year. He's done all that.
All right. So later on that night, her father called me, and he was going to call the cops, and I didn't want that just because of, the situation I was already in. I didn't want the cops to be called because of something that could be worked out between us.
You were going to call the police?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
Because I was going to go through my insurance, and I have to have a police report through my insurance.
Okay. Let's get back to what you were telling me happened.
Once her father called me, I said, pretty much, I don't want you to call the cops. You figure out the price of it's going to cost, and I will pay for it. And then he talked to my mother later on that night, and I don't know what they talked about fully, but they came up with some conclusion of whether
Well,
she can take over.
I've got phone records. Well, the first time I talked to him, he gave me the price and he said it was $371. And then, but he also told me that only the mirror was broke and that he was going to see if he could just get the mirror replaced. I said, oh man, if you could get another estimate, that would be great. He says, I'll call you back. We didn't hear from him again until January 28th. He had taken it to the dealership, didn't just get the mirror replaced, got the arm replaced, the casing of the mirror, the whole thing replaced. It was $371. When he was talking to my son one day, I asked for the phone and I said,
Your Honor, she told me to stop calling her son and
I was going
she
to
wasn't
get to
going
that.
to pay me.
All right.
I told him to stop calling my son. I told him that his money
He's
was
a
coming
minor,
from
yeah.
me, so he needed to deal with
Gotcha.
me.
You had the agreement with him.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And so I called 5 different glass places who said they could replace the glass. The lowest estimate I got was $25. The highest estimate I got was $73.95.
Ma'am, what year was this car?
It's right here, sir.
The car?
What year was this
It's
car?
a 2002 Mazda Tribune.
You can get a mirror fixed for $25. I need your
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, you
I
need to-
need your mechanic. Go ahead.
Okay, this happened around August, September. I don't remember exactly. I was at work, and I wasn't going to go around looking for no junkyard.
All right.
I did get on the internet and check with a couple of
How
salvage
many
yards.
estimates did you get?
I didn't get no estimates. I went straight to the dealership.
What type of dealer?
It's from the
Was it
same place
the-
that repaired it.
Okay. I got
It
you.
was
Let me
Mazda,
see.
but they changed the name since
Gotcha.
then.
You have a right to want to take it to your dealership, to a dealership and not to a secondary mechanic. Sir, this is left mirror and right mirror.
Yes, there was 2 separate receipts, Your Honor.
Okay.
The 361 was for the driver's side,
Gotcha.
and the other one was for the other side.
Okay. And what do you have there?
No, this is
mirror.
that's
Why-
the mirror.
why did you bring that
Yes,
today?
I brought that just to show you.
Get it? Well, either way, ma'am, by your own estimate, it says they must replace the mirror totally. And on a 2002 Mazda, ma'am, you're not getting a mirror replaced for $73. I don't care who wrote this and what they said. $361.43 is your judgment, sir. You had a right to go to the dealership that sells the type of car that you own and have it repaired there. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, my son's gotten plenty of tough love in the last 2 years. He's learned his lesson. He's made his mistakes, but he's learned his lessons.
I think why we're here is the reason why he have really taken responsibility for what he's doing, because I shouldn't even have to been here.
I mean, what he's bringing up on the past is what's in the past. This happened an entire year afterwards, and we should have been dealing with the car damages with her car, not with my past.
Well, if he would have paid, we wouldn't have been here.